This is episode number 6. Let's get making! Hi guys, welcome to Make This. My name is Cara. And I'm the creator behind Never Skip Brunch. In this episode, we're gonna be making a pom-pom rug that is super cute and super soft. It's like a party for your toes. Before we get started, hit that red subscribe button below so you can stay up to date with the rest of this series as well as all my other fun and fresh ideas. So this episode is actually gonna build off episode number 3, which was all about pom-poms, where I showed you 4 different ways to make pom-poms. So if you haven't seen that episode, you're gonna wanna rewatch and find your favorite method for making pom-poms out of the 4 that I showed you so you can create this pom-pom rug. Also in episode 3, I go over my secret tip for getting pom-poms that are super fluffy. So make sure to watch that, not just to learn how to make pom-poms, but also how to fluff them up so your rug can be extra plush. Okay, before we get started, let's talk about what you'll need. So the first thing you're gonna need is a bunch of pom-poms. So the number of pom-poms is gonna depend on how big you want your rug to be. This is great for like a little bedside rug, but you could also totally make a huge rug for a full-size room. I'm gonna be making a smaller one because it's easier to show you on camera, but pick whatever rug size you want. The number of pom-poms, you're just gonna kind of lay them out and group them as you want your rug to look, and then you'll know if you need more or less. For my pom-poms, I made a bunch of large and medium-sized pom-poms with just a couple smaller pom-poms to kind of fill in and give a variety of colors. I use the pom-pom maker method because it's the easiest and it gives you the fluffiest pom-poms. So the ones I used are, this is the large and then this is the medium-sized pom-pom, as opposed to the small and extra small. So you can make whatever size pom-poms you want. I went with large because I wanted a really plush rug, and it also doesn't take as long because a large pom-pom takes up more space on your rug. But if you don't want your rug to be as fluffy and you want kind of more of a smaller multicolored pattern, you could totally do the small pom-poms as well. So the next thing you're gonna need is a rug pad. So I got this one at Target and it was only like $5. This one is 2 by 3 feet, but if you want to make a bigger rug, you obviously need a bigger rug pad. The next thing you need is a hot glue gun. I have this little cordless one and it's really great because I don't have to worry about cords getting in my way. And then you'll also need some pom-pom trim. So this is just a bunch of little baby pom-poms attached to a ribbon. This is optional. You'll also need some wire. Any wire works. You want it to be bendable. You're going to be using this to create a needle, kind of like we did in the boho fringe basket episode. You'll also need some scissors. Okay, so to get started, you just want to open up your rug pad. You can actually just start in the middle and start attaching your pom-poms and then trim it later to the shape and size you want once you have all your pom-poms attached. When you make your pom-poms and tie them together, you're gonna have the little tail of the string that you use to tie them, and you want to keep this attached because this is gonna be what you use to tie your pom-pom onto your rug pad to secure it. And then use a little bit of hot glue in addition to help it stay in position. So you want to make sure that when you're tying off your pom-poms, the tail is long enough where you're going to be able to thread it through the rug pad and then tie these two ends together. So I'm just going to start in the middle. What you want to do is take these little tails, you're going to be feeding them through the mesh in your rug pad, and then you're going to be tying them on the back. If you have thinner yarn, it might feed through really easily, but if your yarn's a little bit thicker, you can go ahead and use your wire to make a little needle. You just bend your wire in half, put your yarn through, and then use this to kind of poke through your rug pad. Starting in the middle, I'm just going to go through one of these little boxes. And then once you have both the little tails through, you can just double knot and tie them on to the rug pad, and then use your scissors to just trim off the ends. So this is what my rug pad looks like with 2 pom-poms attached. As I go, I'm just going to kind of use my hot glue to attach the pom-poms to each other at the base. I don't want to get any glue on the top because I don't want there to be strings and I don't want it to be crunchy, but at the very base I'm going to put hot glue and then kind of push them together. Just keep going, keep tying on pom-poms. So this is what my rug is starting to look like. For the knots, when you tie on your pom-poms, you want to make sure they are secure but not too tight. If they're too tight, they're going to pinch up your rug pad and make it kind of bumpy. So you want them to be secure but loose enough to where they're not pulling your rug pad together. So I'll show you up closer. This rug does use a lot of pom-poms, but they actually don't take as long as you would think to make. It's a perfect activity to do while you are binging Netflix or watching your favorite YouTube channel. If you have a pom-pom that doesn't have a tail, you can just add one back on. You just want to feel around and find the middle of your pom-pom where it's tied. Mine's tied around this way, so when I'm adding a tail, I'm just going to take my wire with a little piece of thread or yarn, and I'm going to go down through the middle. Pull my string through. And now I have a tail on my pom-pom that I can use to attach it to my rug pad. Putting the glue on.
Oh. Apple, Mom.
Thanks, baby.
You're welcome. Hey, Grandma. What is it?
So now my pom-poms are all attached to my rug pad. This is what it looks like on the front. And then this is what it looks like on the back. You can see they're just tied on. Now I'm just going to flip it over to the back and trim the rug pad right around the pom-poms. I want the pom-poms to be bigger than the pad, but you don't want to trim too close to where you have tied. Now the back looks like this. You can see it fits right around where my pom-poms are tied on, and the front is looking like this. You can leave it just like this, or you can add some pom-pom trim. But to do that, you just take your trim and you're gonna put it on the back of your rug pad sticking out, so there's just a little bit of trim kind of on the edge. So I'm just gluing my pom-pom trim on the back edge right along where my rug pad ends. This is gonna help it look more finished and polished, and also help the rug pad not to stick out. So this is what my finished pom-pom rug looks like. It's kind of just a little one. You can obviously make a bigger one. I just wanted to go small for the video. And if you have any pom-poms that are really prone to fraying, you can use some fray block and kind of let that soak into the fibers so that they won't fray or fall apart or shed at all. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, make sure to like this video and then hit that red subscribe button below so you can stay up to date with this whole series as well as all my other great ideas. I'll show you a photo of it in my space.